Good morning, Sasha. It's Thursday, 27 February. So, as I mentioned on Tuesday, I was going to talk a little bit more about Saul and sort of kind of some of the things that I'm seeing just in terms of leadership and the way he operates. So, this comes from 1 Samuel 14, and it's where his son Jonathan just sort of almost on a whim goes, well, let's just go up and see what God will do for us against the Philistines. And so he and his armor bearer go up, and he kind of makes this test, which I'm always fascinated by. Like, how do you know, like, if they call you forward or don't call you forward, that's kind of God, sort of telling you that this is His will. But regardless, he goes up and just says, "Hey, let's see what's going to happen." He goes out there, and he and his armor bearer just causing all kinds of mayhem, and the army's fleeing, and Saul is kind of gathers his men together, and then at some point. You kind of hear about it later on. He tells all the men they're under a curse if any of them eat anything until the battle is over. And so Jonathan is already in the battle, so doesn't know that there's this curse. And so everyone's running around, and Jonathan eats some, and then he's refreshed and everything. And then the men kind of around him say, "Hey, your dad put a curse on everyone. That's why none of us are eating anything." And so then there Saul does inquire of God about the battle, and then it's God doesn't answer him, and he says, "Okay, somebody broke my, somebody's under curse. Who is it?" And he kind of makes this bold statement, even if it's Jonathan, I'm going to put him to death. And then it falls to him and Jonathan, and then between him and Jonathan, it's Jonathan, and then Jonathan kind of comes clean and says, "All right, well, I did it, but like, should I die just because I ate some honey? Like, come on." And and Saul kind of doubles down again and says, "Will be, may God punish me ever so severely if I don't kill you." And then all the men step in, and they don't want Jonathan to die, and so Saul doesn't kill him. And lots of things to kind of unpack here. First of all, this was probably the first time I actually really did sympathize a little bit with Saul, because as I'm reading through this and I'm thinking about like you or Caleb or any of my kids, like for me to be able to say, okay, go ahead and kill him. I just don't think I could do it. I really feel for Saul in this. Now, I go back to why on earth would you, first of all, would you curse everyone? It seems like, was that some kind of motivational thing? And if so, like, why couldn't you motivate your army some other way? Like David has the men following him all over the place, and he doesn't ever do that. I don't think. I don't remember it. And so just maybe a different way to motivate it. And then, you know, I think this all sort of inquires of God sometimes, but not other times. Like maybe like when the men were saying, "Hey, should we not, you shouldn't kill Jonathan," maybe that would have been the time to inquire of God and say, "Hey, God, like, do I have to kill him?" Like, maybe anyway, just giving some other kind of avenue. But it just seems like, Saul kind of makes these sort of bold or rash statements and then doesn't follow through. And so that makes him sort of someone who doesn't have a lot of integrity. You're not quite sure where he's going to stand or how he's going to change. So that's just sort of my hi, Braden. So that's just sort of my take um, on that. Is I don't think he shows a lot of integrity. I think he makes a lot of kind of foolish proclamations. If he goes back to like, would I kill my son or my daughters? I don't think so. But um, I also don't think I would make such a bold statement to like, well, if it's anyone, including up to my own kids, I'll kill them. Like, I just don't see myself doing it. Maybe it was a different time or whatever. But anyway, just I would say be careful about some of the statements that you make, the promises that you make. I would sort of say, think about, have you ever promised God, oh God, if you get me out of this, or if I don't have to face this judgment, then I'll do X. I'll read my Bible every day or whatever. And so I just caution you, be careful about those. Not that God's going to hold it up to you at the end of the day and say, look, you promised me 5 times you're going to read my Bible and you didn't, and all that. But just, we should be people of integrity, people of our word. And so when we say we're going to do something, we should really follow through. So anyway, hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.